Hello, this is Cindy, and I'm here to share with you my latest design team project with Tsunami Rose. And I have named this book Jane Austen's Sewing Room because I have used the sewing kit that she Daisy has made, and it is just beautiful. So I had so much fun with this, and yeah, I want to share it with you and talk a little bit about it. And I since it's her sewing room, I got as much as I could in here of vintage laces and needles and pins and all kind of fun sewing room things that Jane might have liked in her room. Um, so I have also included a little vintage handkerchief, and I have added more laces and trims and crochet and vintage gatherings, and yeah, it's real pretty. I will go over this with you. Well, I tell you what, let's just go ahead and look at this now, and I'll show you what comes. This is a pretty vintage handkerchief, and I've added some blue trim, some lovely, this is kind of a peachy mauve trim, and then this is just some crochet trim, but comes in so handy. This is a beautiful piece of trim. It has gold threads running through it. I don't know if you can see it on camera. Let me get this down a little bit. I don't know if you can see it on camera or not, but this is just really beautiful. And then I added some pretty white lace. And this is a fun little trim. It hangs down. It's got little flowers hanging from it. I thought that was real fun. And a nice big wide piece of crochet trim. And this is some vintage gathered trim that I've had for a while. And this is a lovely piece from Sheila. I added some of her pretty trim in. I actually added 2 pieces. And here's another lovely piece of trim. And this is a piece of a wedding dress. It's got pearls and just gorgeous. And anyway, all this fits in the handkerchief, and I have it together with a pretty stick pin. Okay, so let's get to the journal. And she is my usual measurements. She's 9 inches long and 6.5 across. And I have added some really pretty trim across the back. I did not attach it. Here's my signature, and I just kind of left it to flow. I thought it was very pretty. If the person that gets this wants to, you can just take a little bit of glue and tack it down. And then next on the front, I have added one of my cards that I love to stick in the front. And this, I did a tea-dyed, I used a stencil, and I tea-dyed these flowers on it. And I thought that just, I really liked that. I thought it was just really unique. Then I added some pretty seam-binded ribbons that I hand scrunched. And then on the back is a piece of 1800s vintage wallpaper, and this also came from Sheila. And then here's the rest of the cover. I just did a little collage work here. And here's Jane. I figure she's looking at a pattern book trying to figure out what she wants to tell her seamstress to make for her next. And then here's just all kind of beautiful trim from the bottom. And then I used some sari silk to tie the bow. If I can get it undone. Sometimes my fancy bows. There we go. Okay, and we're going to open her up. And this is what I call an interactive journal. I added some pretty lace here to slide things under. And this is a piece of handmade floral paper. And here's Jane. And here's just a real pretty piece of tea-dyed paper. And it slides in there. And then I have a package of vintage iron-on transfers, and if you want to use them, you actually can. And yeah, so they tuck in here. Now this page, let me get it over so you can see it. I had fun with this page. This is another interactive page. I've just added all kind of pretty things that I thought that she might like to show to her seamstress to come up with her beautiful dresses. And I've just used laces and stems and crochet and pretty laces. And this is I hand gathered this. Then I added some vintage crochet down the side. And then on this page, everything can be removed and used. I've got some eyelet, and I've got a real pretty little cluster, and a piece of this material I got from Rachel, and it came from Italy. And then this is a pretty snippet. I can't say what it is. Then I've got the pink thread that you can use to sew down. And then I just added some little snippets of material and a vintage button. And like I say, all this can be removed and used. Okay, the next page, I have used some of this fun trim that I added in your section of extra trim. And then this, let me make sure I'm in frame. This is a pretty butterfly. It's actually a napkin. And then I added this tag. You can write on the back. And I thought maybe you might want to use some of the trims I have added to work more with this. But I thought this turned out really pretty. And it just tucks in here. Make sure I've got it there. And then we turn the page, and I have used some envelopes, and I used Daisy, part of Daisy's sewing kit. I just love her kit. I'm already working on another journal with it. But yeah, it just flips over, and we have some more of her pretty design. And then another one here, and then I have a little pocket here, and this is actually vintage Braille paper. You can see the raised for the Braille, and then I have another little piece that says remember, and these two are tucked in here, and there's room for plenty more in there. And then here's another pretty little piece. This is Jane, and some lace. And then I did a little cluster right here. And then here is a pocket, and I did a cluster, and then I added this paper. I just love this. I used a doily, and a lace doily floral, and I made this paper, and I thought it was just so unique. I love it, so I tucked it inside this pocket, and there is room for many, many, many other things in this pocket. I'm going to close that. And then over here, have some vintage buttons that are still on the card. And I did a little tuck to tuck in there. And I did some, this is actually vintage pattern paper. And then I made this sweet little fabric flower. And added some, this is some more of the fabric that I got from Rachel. And then we turn over, and another lovely piece of paper from the collection from Daisy. She really did an outstanding job on this. I just love it. And then I added just a little, some little papers for notes, just different little cutoffs that I had from working on the journal. So I just tucked those in there. And then over here, I did a slow stitch pocket. And I thought that turned out really well. And then I added some tags in here. These are also from Rachel. These are another kit. She has a lovely kit with a bunch of postcards. And yeah, and then this opens up for more journaling. And all my pages are tea-dyed, and I do them in small batches, and then I put them in a book press to get them where they're not, you know, real wrinkled. And then here's a good example. I think these turned out just beautiful. I take and dime, and then I come back and I kind of splatter the tea so I can get some of these pretty spots. And this is wonderful for journaling. And here's two more pages. And then on the back side of this one, I added a pretty picture of Jane. And then on this side, I have a tag, and I added some needles. They're actually gold eye needles, and you can see on the back that I brought the paper over. And then I made a little tuck spot from these flowers. Everything I've done in this journal, I've tried to do with the emphasis on sewing and pretty trims, and I think it just turned out really beautiful. Then the next page is for anything you would like to put on here. This is a page a reprint of a crochet. And then over here, I paired it up with some vintage crochet. And then here's another picture of Edith thinking about what she might want to do for her next project. I just love it. And this is a pocket here that you can, anything you decide you want to put in, you can just slide in. And then over on this page, I've added some trim and another cutout of Edith, or Jane rather. And this is vintage, bridal gown material. And then I just tucked in a little tuck right there. And then over here, I have used some more of this dangle. I have it in two styles. I have the cream and the white, and I added the cream to this one. And then I just added some pretty trims and did a little cluster here. And then this opens up and have this pretty tag. And then I left this open for you to take notes, write some personal thoughts down. And then the back is pretty too. It's pink, and I brought the lace on over the top of it. And it just tucks back in. Oh, and this, I added a dress form. And little flower here. And then this just tucks back in. And continuing on. I think this is just a beautiful page. I just left it a little bit plain. I thought the papers were so beautiful. You can just make little notes or tuck little treasures in. And then this page, I added a piece of Sheila's beautiful, beautiful trim that she has. I'm sure you're, if you're not aware, just go to Facebook and put in Sheila Gingrich, and her group is called Boho Daydreams, and she has all kind of beautiful things. And then I've added some more crochet. This is a little applique, and then here's a vintage crochet. And then on this side I added some more trim and a little bit more of Edith and some vintage papers. And then here's some more beautiful paper from the kit, the sewing kit from Daisy at Tsunami Rose. And then this just slides out, and I have a couple of little, this is an envelope, and I left the sides open for you to journal, take notes, write, put pictures, whatever you would like. And then I made this sweet little tag and just did some little lace up at the top. And then I made a cute little belly band just out of some trim, and that just slides in. And then that tucks in with it. And then this is just a real pretty picture of a vintage sewing machine in the kit. And then over here we have, I made this tag, and I made the little floral flower out of material and added some lace and some crochet and a little lace up at the top with some seam binding ribbon. And then I added parchment paper on the back. And then behind the tag is this page, and I just thought it was real pretty. I did a little stamping, did a little hat stand here, stamping. And then this just tucks right back in. And then over here, I did some fabric. I just layered it up and laid it out, and put a little bit of vintage pattern paper here. And then this is just a real pretty piece of vintage paper that I added. I just thought it was pretty. You could put a postcard here. You could put some reprints of your own. You could put photos. You could take some of the trim that I'm putting in with this package and make your own little cluster. And then over here on this page, I have done, first of all, this is a piece of vintage wallpaper. It's 1800s. It is very, very, very old. And then I added a tag and another tag. This tag is pretty. And then this one is roses. I thought that was lovely. And then here's a piece of vintage lace that I added to this. And it just slides under this sweet, whoops, wait a minute, I dropped one of them. Okay, this just slides, and this, let me fix this right now. This is not, this is not the clip that you will get. I have some Tim Holtz clips, and I had one laid out. I'll have to fix that, but I'll put one of the Tim Holtz clips there. You like this one, you won't be getting this plastic clip. I just had that while I was working on the journal. And then that's all, this slides back. And it tucks in. And this actually, this is actually the flap of the envelope that goes over here. And this is an envelope, and then we've got some, well, here, this is a sweet envelope that I have stitched, and you can put anything in there you would like. And then this is just a pretty piece of paper that you can tuck mementos in. And then this is a nice writing space. This is also one of Daisy's papers from another kit. And I did some pretty tea dye work on the back of it. And I'm just going to leave like that because I've got to fix that. And then this is another pretty piece of paper, and I stamped, wait a minute, I stamped the bust, I can't say what it is, the bust, I can't say what it is at the moment. And then this is another pretty piece of paper. Then I did a little collage here. And then I added this pretty black paper here. And then on this side, with tea dye, I added some, I'm losing my words here. I'll think of it in a minute. And then on this side is a paper bag, and this paper is actually made from, it's kind of a cloth paper, and it's written in, I think it's Italian. And I got this from Rachel at Roxy Creations, and it's like 1800s paper. And then it slides in there, and then we're going to turn over again, and we've got some more pretty tea-dyed paper, a little tuck spot with a tag, and then here I did some tape, measuring tape, and here again you're not going to get that plastic clip. Then we have a tag here, and then we have a little belly band, and I have some pretty little snippets in there, and that goes there. And then over here we have another pretty page from the kit, and then this is one of the little cards that's in the kit, and I just slid a little well, I slid, I need to get another card. I slipped a little Santa tag in there just to remind me that it was a tuck spot. And then here is some more of this beautiful fabric that I got from Rachel that comes from Italy. And it's interactive. Just take this off and you can use it. And then the last page, I got there. I added tape here, and it just pulls off, and you can use, you can use this butterfly. It just comes off just like that. And then I added some snaps. And then on this page, I added just a sweet little flip up. And yeah, this is quite the chunky girl, and I think she turned out beautiful. I had a lot of fun creating her, and like I say, this is my latest creation from Tsunami Rose, and this just ties back. And if for some reason you don't want the tie on here, you could just remove them. You don't have to have it, but I just kind of like to add a pretty little touch. This is, I didn't get that tied too good. This is Sorry Silk, and I think it's just beautiful. And like I say, this comes all together, and I'll have all the links below. And I hope you enjoyed looking at it. And if you have any questions, let me know. And like I say, I'll have the links for you. And I don't know. I told you it's a 3-stitch pamphlet stitch. And I used wax thread, and so it's going to hold up really well. And yeah, this will be in my shop, and I'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much for watching, and if you haven't subscribed, I would love for you to do so. Just hit the subscribe button, and you'll know when I have another pretty project lined up. Okay, thank you, ladies. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.